Manchester United hit Bruno Fernandes problem. Manchester United have shelved contract talks with Bruno Fernandes. United chiefs have been assured Fernandes will remain at Old Trafford for the foreseeable future, and club bosses remain relaxed about the situation and plan to open negotiations with the Portuguese midfielder before the end of 2026 about a new and improved deal. However, it's understood co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe has now prioritized making new signings instead and has put the future of Fernandes on the back burner. Fernandes is about to enter the final year of his current £250,000 a week contract, but has an option to extend it by 12 months. Arsenal's summer transfer plans. Arsenal do not have the financial flexibility to spend close to the £268 million they parted ways with last summer, who have also stated that player sales could play a huge role in potential signings. Sporting director Andrea Berta is set to explore a number of different deals before then presenting scout reports to the leadership team. Dusan Vlahovic is now set to leave Juventus once his contract expires at the end of the month. The Serbian striker was in talks over a new deal with the Italian giants, but the terms being offered by Juve weren't enough to convince him to stay. Vlahovic attended a meeting with Juventus officials on Wednesday morning and was offered a €6 million per year deal until 2027 or 2028. Unfortunately, the striker's minimum request is €8 million per season, and it seems likely they will now part ways. Gianluca Di Marzio even reaffirmed that no compromise was made on the financial front and a renewal is effectively impossible after the latest round of talks. The 26-year-old has played his football in Turin for the past 4 years, producing 84 goal involvements in 168 appearances, with 10 of his goals coming during the 2025-26 campaign. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, and Newcastle United have all recently sounded out his availability, and he can now join his next club on a free transfer. Manchester United officially announced £38 million transfer as club statement shared. Manchester United have confirmed that Rasmus Højlund has joined Napoli permanently. The Serie A side paid £43 million in total for the Denmark international, £5 million when signing him on loan last season, and a further £38 million as part of an obligation to sign the striker this summer after they qualified for the Champions League. Arsenal and Manchester United face transfer blow as personal terms agreed. Atletico Madrid have agreed personal terms with Morten Hjulmand. Arsenal and Manchester United are two of the Premier League clubs credited with an interest in the sporting captain. However, the Lisbon Giants are said to be unaware of any agreement with the Spanish club. Manchester City continue Maresca talks. Manchester City are in discussions with Chelsea over a compensation package for Enzo Maresca. City want the Italian to take over the reins from Pep Guardiola, who is leaving the club after 10 years in charge. Maresca left Chelsea in January with 3.5 years left on his contract, which means that City are likely to have to pay some kind of compensation to the Blues should they appoint their former assistant manager. PSG tell Juventus asking price for Spurs loan flop Randal Kolo Muani. The 27-year-old has been surplus to requirements at PSG for the past couple of seasons, spending the second half of 2024-25 at Juventus, impressing with 10 goals in 22 games. Kolo Muani then moved on loan to Tottenham for 2025-26, but struggled to adapt to life in England, bagging just 5 goals in 41 appearances. Despite his struggle, Juventus are still interested in signing the French forward and are understood to be in talks with PSG. PSG are demanding a fee of €30 million to sell Kolo Muani, who is under contract until 2028. Juventus are hoping to pull off a swap deal, however, and send Jonathan David to the Parc des Princes in return for Kolo Muani. It remains to be seen whether PSG would be interested in such a deal. Atletico Madrid have inquired about to Paris Saint-Germain stars after the French club won the Champions League. Diego Simeone's side are keen on signing Kang In Lee and Goncalo Ramos from the Ligue 1 winners. The pair are likely to leave the Parc des Princes in search of more first-team football this summer, and Atleti are at the front of the queue for the duo. PSG have moved into pole position to sign Bournemouth wonderkid Eli Jr. Krupi, with the forward reportedly making Paris his preferred destination despite interest from Arsenal. Bournemouth are in no rush to sell and are demanding a fee of around €100 million for the highly rated attacker. Manchester City are reportedly preparing a huge €90 million move for Federico Valverde as they look to strengthen their midfield this summer. The Real Madrid star has emerged as one of City's top targets, with his future uncertain after his training ground clash with Aurelien Tchouameni.